It's one of the biggest changes in human history, and it's happening now. In their hundreds of millions, people are leaving the countryside to live in cities. According to new UN figures, for the first time in human history, the majority of people in the world now live in urban areas. The consequences for the world's environment, economy and politics are huge. And over the next 3 days, we'll bring you reports from 3 of the world's megacities whose populations struggle with a different aspect of their massive growth. Delhi and London are coming up, but tonight it's Tokyo. It's the biggest city in the world, and the pace of its growth has caused huge social problems. For more 4 News, Georgia Hanias reports.
Tokyo, home to over 12.5 million people, a place of incredible wealth. It has the largest GDP of any city worldwide, and for the last 14 years has been rated the most expensive place to live on the planet. But beneath the glittering surface is a society struggling to survive. Fierce competition from global markets is making it difficult for many to find secure employment. A job for life, now a distant memory. A city where the promise of modern utopia can rapidly sour. Tokyo has over 5,000 homeless, a relatively small number compared to other capitals, but for a country that prides itself in social order and strives to attain full employment, the homeless who camp out in the city's parks are seen as much an embarrassment as they are a problem.
This homeless site is one of the cleanest sites I've ever seen. You even have people leaving their shoes out before they go into a tent. This is the visible side of poverty in Japan. But there's another side that goes completely unseen.
This is Nagasaki. He works as a building maintenance engineer in a central Tokyo hospital. A high school graduate, he has a number of skilled qualifications to his name. He is neither a drunk nor a drug addict, and yet, until just recently, he was homeless. Every night after leaving work, he would take the train across Tokyo to one of the cheaper districts of the capital. Above his head, adverts for mortgages would run, but for Nagasaki, it was an unreachable dream. Instead, home for him was an internet cafe. In Tokyo, there are hundreds of cyber cafes like this one that offer overnight deals. You can stay in your own cubicle with unlimited net access, free drinks and an easy chair to sleep on, all for about £8. And without a place to stay, for Nagasaki, this was better than sleeping on the streets.
There are many internet cafe homeless like me. Many do this because they can't find someone to act as a guarantor to help them rent a flat. And as they don't have a set address, they find it hard to get a proper job. It's said they have to rely on day-to-day work, earning about 7,000 yen a day, just about enough to survive on, let alone to save up to buy a flat. The downsides of sleeping here are that you can't sleep well.
But just how many people are in a situation like Nagasaki's? The charity Moye is one of the only organizations that work with cyber homeless.
Let's say there are about 600 internet cafes in Tokyo, and of these about 10 to 20% of customers are staying overnight regularly. You can say there are a few thousand cyber homeless. The problem is that local government are unable to do any quantitative surveys on the subject, as the cafe owners themselves don't want the bad publicity, and also those cyber homeless don't like talking about their situation.
Tayashi told me, though, the majority of homeless in Tokyo are in their situation not because of drink or drugs, but because of the demanding nature of the rental market. And it is not the monthly rent that is the real problem. It is getting through the door. Estate agent Kasumi Takeda showed me around a flat to explain the problem many face.
So how much would it cost up front to rent a flat like this?
Well, first of all, you need 2 months key money, which is like a gift to the landlord, 2 month rent for deposit, 1 month for agency fee. On top of that, you're required to pay 1 month rent in advance.
So you're looking at 6 months rent in advance just to move into the flat?
Yeah, that's right.
So how much would a flat like this cost per month to rent?
I would say this is 290.
290,000 yen. So you're looking at about £1,000 a month?
Yeah, that's right.
So you would need £6,000 in rent up front before you could even move in here?
Yes.
But being unable to rent does not automatically put you on the streets or in a cyber cafe. Tokyo has long-stay hotels, dormitories and hostels as other options, along with some odder alternatives.
So one of the places you can spend the night if you're homeless is in one of these. They're called capsule hotels. The downside is that they cost £20, and it feels as though you're sleeping in a coffin.
But cyber cafes do provide the cheapest living around. For many, it is just a place to escape the relentless crowds of Tokyo. Oh, and it offers a chance to look at pornography, which seems to be a major preoccupation for many. But for others, the service is a necessity, not a luxury. The striking thing, though, is that people who use these booths as homes are presentable. They want to be part of society, but they are forced to survive on short-term contracts and piecemeal work. As the number of cyber homeless grows, so does the need for government to address the problem. Last year, 13 people contracted TB in a cyber cafe west of Tokyo, leading to the health ministry to begin a study of the 1,300 cafes across the country to determine the extent of the problem. Charities claim that the cyber homeless need more help finding accommodation, and the minimum wage needs to be raised. Nagasaki has been helped by one of them to find temporary shelter, but there are many others like him still looking for a place to live. And as Japan becomes increasingly open to the fickle world markets, it is clear that the land of the rising sun needs to address the pressing problem of what happens to those who are left behind when night falls.